The snow-blanketed Isle of Wight in a cruel, suffocating silence, the only sound the crunch of boots on frozen dirt roads. The city campers had no idea what was coming. They'd set up their tents, laughing and taking selfies, oblivious to the fact that the island wasn't empty. The gang had been waiting for this. As night deepened, the first scream echoed through the trees, high-pitched and full of terror. The campers froze. They had heard something, but before they could react, a man, tall and built like a shadow, emerged from the darkness. He was silent, methodical. In one swift motion, he lunged, slashing the closest camper across the throat with a razor-sharp blade. Blood sprayed, the snow turning red as the body fell, lifeless, with no chance of survival. The gang didn't waste time. They moved quickly, systematically, as if they'd done this 1,000 times before. They tore through the group, one man using a heavy axe, cleaving skulls with sickening precision. The screams of the campers were drowned out by the eerie wind, but the gang could hear them perfectly, savoring the terror. One woman tried to flee but was caught in a trap of razor wire. She struggled, screamed, her limbs twitching in agony as the wire dug into her skin, but it was no use. The gang took their time, watching her suffocate on the cold, her breaths shallow and desperate. Another camper was dragged to the snow, his body tortured with jagged blades and blunt force. The gang laughed, twisted, guttural laughs, as they sliced and carved, turning him into a bloody mess, his body unrecognizable. The remaining campers, terrified, tried to run but were caught in the unrelenting pursuit. One by one, they fell, the last scream muffled as they were crushed under heavy boots or suffocated in the snow. By dawn, the blood had soaked into the white ground, staining it dark and viscous. The gang stood over the carnage, their hands stained, their faces emotionless. They hadn't just killed, they had hunted, tormented, and fed off the fear of every victim. The silence returned to the island, but this time, it was different. It was theirs now. The gang would go back into the shadows, waiting for the next group to wander in. No one would survive.